What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger back at you today with another MUT 15 video. We're going to be going over the middle linebacker positional collection and talk about some ways to make coins specifically off of this collection. Yesterday I dropped the fullback one, and then last week we took a look at both of these free safety and left guard positional sets. And again, we're just going to continue to do this as these things come out. They may be delayed a couple days after the set actually comes out because I want to try to monitor some things and get a good idea of how much these cards are selling for and how the market flows with them, so I can give you guys the best advice on how to make profits off of these sets if you do not plan on doing them. So let's talk about this middle linebacker collection. And I want to talk about investing. So before we go over this set, I'm just going to flash back to last week. The left guard positional set, I talked about the Matt Tobin Football Outsiders card that was going at the time for around 3,000 to 4,000 coins. And so let's take a look at my binder with this Matt Tobin card. So basically what I did is I kind of set a rule for myself, and I figured after these cards go out of sets, the price is going to increase more than likely because they are no longer in packs and people are usually collecting them, so that just wipes them out of the game. So what I did is I figured after they go out of sets, I can probably sell them for at least 5,000 coins. So I set myself a rule: any card, any Matt Tobin card that I found for under 3K, I would buy. And that's what I did. And I actually had about 14 of these things, so I'm down to 7 now. And basically what I do is every night before I'm done playing the game, because cards usually sell at nighttime for a little more because not as many people is on and the auction house isn't as crowded, I usually post them for about 6,000 coins. So it's a very small profit, but you're almost making about 2,000, 2,500 coins off of each one. And you multiply that by 14, you know, it's a quick 28K, so a quick 38K or 30K or around there. So it's just kind of investing, but you don't want to take too big of a risk. And so I do want to talk about how you can invest in this middle linebacker positional set now. So this method is really only going to work with either Football Outsiders cards or Team of the Week cards, because these are ones that used to be in packs, they got put back in packs, and after a week they'll be taken out of packs again. And that means no new people are going to be getting them. And I'm just kind of looking for that same range as we did with the Matt Tobin. I think Rolando McClain may be a good example. You see, there's quite a few for in the 3,000 range, and then they jump right up to 5,000. I may, towards the weekend, go with the same method. You know, buy any that I can find around 3,000, maybe under 3,500 coins, and then hold on to them, and then a week from today, you know, after these have been out of packs for a little while, try to sell them for 5,000 or 6,000 coins. So it's definitely a technique I would suggest trying, only if you have coins to work with. If you're, you know, budgeting, or you don't have a couple extra 100,000 to spend, you know, don't do it because you don't want to take the risk. I'm not saying it's definitely going to pan out, but it worked for me on the Matt Tobin, so I don't see why it's not going to work for everything in the future. So James Laurinaitis might be another one. I was taking a look at his prices, and as you can see, there's quite a few in the 3,000 coin range. Not so many after, or a lot after 5,000, but it's kind of a big gap. I'd say if you have to go down more than 2 pages to get to the 5,000 coin mark, then maybe you don't want to risk it. But we don't know how this market is going to play after these cards come out. This guy right here is another one that you may be able to do even a smaller version of. You can see they're in the 1,000 to 2,000 range, so maybe buy up a bunch of these and then try to sell them for 4,000 coins, you know, a little while after they're out of packs. That one I would be a little careful of because, I mean, we're way down here. We've paged down about 4, 5, 6 times just to get to the 4,000 range. So this one is I think of a bigger risk, even though the coin amount on the cards isn't very expensive. So that's just something to keep in mind. My other tip to you is, if you have cards that you already had cards that belong to the set, wait until they are back out of packs before you sell them again. The DeQuell Jackson, the Manti Te'o, I feel like I'll be able to get a lot more value. I believe it was the Josh Sitton Football Outsiders Elite card that kind of has done that. It's around like 70 or 80K last I looked. when it was in packs, it was going for about 30 to 40K. So hang on to those cards if you have them. And then lastly, just some cards at the bottom of the set that I noticed surprisingly had some really good value is this base gold Michael Kendricks. I was actually searching through my binder and I found that I had one. I actually had two, but I collected one for the trophy set accidentally. So here we go. I have another one. Trying to sell it for about 37K, 10K cheaper than the next one that I saw. There's a couple other cards down here at the bottom. Sean Witherspoon, I believe, is one. The cheapest up is 14K. If you, let's see, I don't think I can show it here, but actually a little message popped up as I was making this video before we cut to the Matt Tobin screen, and I sold one of these for 10K. Pat Angerer, the base gold, I think is another one. Right now I have it up for 15K. The next cheapest is 25, so that's a good one. Just check your binder, check your reserves, whatever you want to call it, because if you have these cards, they can be somewhat profitable. And then again, these are cards that you can try to kind of snipe because somebody not in the know sees a 74 overall gold middle linebacker and thinks, hey, maybe it's only worth 2,000 or 3,000 coins. So like I said in yesterday's video about the fullback positional sets, in between games, just go through these and look through these cards and see if you can find any for cheap, see if you can catch anybody slipping, and then invest in your future, invest in these Football Outsider and Team of the Week cards. Look for ways where you can buy them for really cheap, hang on to them for about a week or two, and then resell them at possibly double the value because it's definitely going to go up in price if you just give it some time. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I'll be back next week. Whatever 2 new positional sets we get, we'll go over and find some different ways to make coins off of them. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Peace.